you're doing this book, so you can't have any money. You've renounced everything, okay? Or you're not doing that, and you don't. God is love, so you don't have any love in your heart. Whatever it is you're feeling, like again, I can't tell another species its words. Just to a human brain, that's just not love. It has to do with your ego. So, and then and it's not. I'm not even going to say it like that anymore. Like it's a self lie because you're not my species. That's clear. Okay, that something like a King Solomon makes no sense to you because that's just the way your psyche is. To me, that's a self lie. You wouldn't King Solomon when God tells you to because you can't bring yourself to do it. That's like a facet of you. People like that would get actually more deranged by taking their children, definitely, because that's all that species does is produce genetic offspring. You just stole a piece of their thing and they can't let it go. They can never let it go. Yeah, it's just, that's not the same as being emotionally hurt by someone taking your children. Like, that's why, quote unquote, you people don't care about the atrocities done onto other people's children because they're not a part of you. That's my viewpoint of it. You don't go, oh my God, all this stuff. Like, those children aren't as important. Those children aren't as important because they're not a part of it. Yeah, I mean, I just think that I'm a realist and I'm honest. And I know it's difficult for some people to understand. Hopefully 6 adults now aren't hurt by what I'm saying. I would hope maybe at least most of them are human beings, so it goes without saying. Right, it's just, it's difficult to explain to primates that you do actually love your children, but you do other things. You do other things. You're a person in yourself. You're not just a breeding machine. It's really archaic of thought, but again, it's species, and that's what they do. Okay, that's what they do. They produce genetic offspring, and they maintain their genetics. I guess my connection would be unstable when you don't like what you mean. I know it's just bam, 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 because you don't like what you're being told. I can't help you. Okay. Right. That's part of the brain melting. That's been going on for a long time. Just anything to get my attention. So, anyways, I don't know, but they tell themselves somehow that I do. And it doesn't matter. Like maybe God told them secretly. I mean, God told me secretly who they are or something. Mental illness can be out there. Oh, that's right about the videos from last night, too. That's a good example of listening to people talking and just, okay, okay. Upload your injustice, and then people in the medical field could see it. I got a bunch of sun yesterday. Yeah, I could tell the sun was like. It wasn't even. I was back here by noon, I think, because it was 9:45 or so. I don't want to take all the early slots. That's not really fair to other people. I have my reason for doing things, right? Because those people get like the choice of the stuff there. That's why. And I'm going every week. It's debatable whether I need to actually do that, not monetarily wise. That's why. I afterwards I'm like I probably should have taken those muffins because he was like to do it at the food pantry and I haven't cooked anything yet. I know I wasn't thinking cook something because I said it. I'm like I have stuff to cook. It's like it's 1,000,000,000 degrees outside. I saved myself in a sense because I would eat those. They would look like bran muffins. Anyways, so my thought process was to get some of the hamburger because I got them hamburger rolls yesterday. There is frozen hamburger, but it's frozen in a freezer. I took out the chicken, let that start thawing out, and put that in a crock pot. Well, if I make chicken salad, then they shouldn't care what parts of the chicken it's from. That's what's good about whole chickens. I know they like chicken breasts. They eat the thighs. I got another thing of thighs. That's why. So if you make I used to do it with chicken legs when I was living on Fate Road in Framingham when I was going to college. If you do chicken legs, then if you're making a chicken salad, just whatever chicken you have. Egg salad, chicken salad, tuna salad, salads with just stuff that you cooked in a crock pot or something, and then just put it in there. If you're in a housing and you're wicked hot, you can put beans in the salad. That's right, I gotta cook those beans. I started soaking black beans. I think I'll return some bottles too. You gotta do each individual store. We don't have a thingy. They got rid of the one in Quincy because they tore that building down. We don't even. I think these are all. I think these are all Stop and Shop. They have cheese on sale at Star Market too. If you haven't got the flyer yet. Well, rather than sounding mean, you gotta think realistically. Like I was talking about this morning. Even if she was gonna provide these people some sort of care, she's gonna drive all the way here from Norton. She has brought her stuff from the food pantry that I don't think she can cook. She's not capable of soaking beans and cooking them. Okay, right. It's just it's not really going to be supported well to keep doing that, is what I'm saying. I don't mean to insult other people living here. It's just I'm the person that walks everywhere. Right, that's all it means. I'm not trying to take over and he's in charge or anything. I myself try to figure out what insane people are thinking in their minds. Obviously, I have to live within the confines of that. Okay, so eventually it's not going to make sense to keep trying to force me into a shelter when don't have cognitive decline and I'm not medically ill. I guess I don't have that many from. I usually go up to this Stop and Shop, but they don't have the hamburger. It's no offense to Shaw's, it's just that's kind of a nicer walk because it's right on that river there. I don't care about bad neighborhoods. It's like an industrial area down in my backyard. Whereas the other thing is like Truman Parkway with the river and everything. It's obviously a little bit nicer. And you can see Blue Hills and stuff really often. I only have 3 of those. There's probably stuff under here. This was the other thing too. I'm sure people probably thought of this. Is I pour soda into this or the water and stick it in the refrigerator because it's not a 2-liter. They have I don't know if they had these last time. I got these at the one in Dedham this recent time, the blueberry limoncello stuff, and they have a mango limoncello, and I thought it was good. I like lemon, and it was different. I like the blueberry lemon. What is it? Nature's Promise have one. I'm cheap. So it was 2 for $1. It's the same price, and then you pay the 10 cents, but then you get the 10 cents back. 5, 10, 15. I don't even know if that's worth taking them. 3 bottles. All right, okay, I gotta get some more peanuts too. Like I said too, it was like I went up to that was the first time I've been up there since the time she said something about an illegal computer up there, an unauthorized computer up there. It probably would have been an all right one to take. I thought, well, this is what happened. I went up there, right? 2 days ago, and I went, oh my God, it was like completely sweltering hot. And I was like, well, it's a good thing I didn't take a thing up here because he doesn't want you using the electricity. So it's not even like you could get your own air conditioner. So there's two windows. There's one in the front, and then there's one in the room. So I opened both of those windows up and came back down here. So then yesterday, I went up there and I went, because I wanted to close the windows in case it was going to rain. They said it was going to rain last night in the middle of the night. And I was like, it's actually cooler up here than it is in my room now from having those two windows open. Because the one in the front has blinds on it, and I like went like that. So because the sun is here in the afternoon and the sun is there in the morning. Well, I don't want to tell him what to do, but the room that he's got that he doesn't use, if he pulled that shade down and opened up that window like halfway, yeah, that window should be open. And in the morning, just have the blinds like down because that's where the sun comes up. But once the sun is like right there, you could open up those shades. But if you have that window open and this window open, then it's a cross breeze. Right, that window over there is going to be open too. Right, so the air can flow through the house. That's why the attic got so cool, and it's all wood up there. And heat rises too, by the way. So, like I said, last summer it was like 100 degrees outside. So just imagine how hot it was up in those rooms. Oh yeah, I was like laying in the bed. I had like the ice block and everything. I started feeling sick because they're downstairs with the air conditioner just blasting, and it's like I didn't even have a fan. I don't think anybody needs to go through that because I went through that. That's part of psychopathy. You don't want to stop thinking that. So I'm trying to help you out because I do kind of. I was in Florida for years too. That window's got to be open. The only time you want to close that window is if it's going to rain. Like, in the shade has got to be to block out the sun in the morning. But then once the sun's over here, you don't have to do it in the afternoon. I put this one down. This one is never an issue. The sun never comes in there because it must come up here and go right over there like this in the diagonal. I don't see a reason why she would ever need to close those blinds in the kitchen because, like I said, the sun never hits there. It comes up over here and goes like that. And when I went down there and opened up those two windows, you could immediately feel cool air coming in. And then someone closed them. Right. It's not really that type of hot yet. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you're not in a desert where when the sun goes down, it's going to get super cold. So open the windows and then close them. Some people do that, but like the timing of it is incorrect, is what I'm saying. They open up at night and then you'd close them in the morning. I was doing that when it was like 100 degrees in the daytime and like 70 degrees at night. That's when I was doing that. Not in this type of weather. It's supposed to drop down to like 49. Is it Tuesday night? Wednesday morning? Okay, so yeah, just at nighttime, just mostly do blinds, don't close windows. I don't think it's not. You had like a day where it got hot, but anyways. Oh, the thing about the wood, yeah, because it's all wood up there. It's like being under a tree. So, what time is it? 12:26. I got to do push-ups and abs. Go there, and then I don't know. I might actually do my laundry when I get back because obviously I'm here all the rest of the afternoon and the rest of the night. It's just sometimes I don't feel like doing something. And once I strip the bed, I've got to wait until it's done so I can lay back down in it. I spend a lot of time laying down. Yeah. So, not as much as at the shelter. No. that was a whole different thing. That's all part of, God explains it to me, it's part of a visual distortion so that those people will stop attacking us. I'm not going to get into names, but I saw a couple of other people. Okay. It's nothing but like bulking. It's like food and gas. And I figured out that God's doing it on purpose. Okay. Because at the shelter, this is the other thing too. There's not a way to stand up like this in the morning. Okay. The library, you try to do it there, like in the downstairs, and then someone actually unplugged all the outlets down there. So it's like a constant conflict, like just standing and being able to type so that you're not in a sitting position. Okay. And then, like I said, you're not allowed to follow a certain regime that it was explained to these people numerous times. So they're clearly doing it purposely. They're horrifically sick mentally. Okay. So I don't eat lunch at 11:30. I don't do that. Okay. I don't eat lunch at 11:30. I don't want to get too much off the path, but yeah, someone mentioned it at the food pantry. I used to take my walk in the morning. I'm just not good about it. Like in the summer, because it's hot. Yeah, I know I'm not good about it. It's not that hot yet. But that's the other thing too, is getting up and taking my walk in the morning before the heat of the day. I know. It's been the last couple of years I haven't been good about it. I'm like stuck in my ways now. But anyways, I don't eat lunch at 11:30. Okay. And then I don't eat dinner at 4:30 in the afternoon. So that's why that was happening. We were being forced to have to eat all of in that window in a sickening display of profound morbid insanity. That's why that was happening. I don't have an eating disorder. People probably like, what the hell is this? Some of it is because, like, I was walking and carrying stuff, and my body needs fuel, right? So your belly does do that when you're full of food. Right. And the other thing too is when you're stressed out and you can't fart and poop and stuff at will and urinate. And they clearly were doing that on purpose too. And screaming at people. Okay. So I mean it's the worst of the worst that I've seen in terms of a complete descent of people that are psychopathically insane. It gets that bad. Then you have the other thing I was talking about, which is like can happen to people when they don't listen and they won't try to hold it together. They go into, it's almost like a dementia, like I explained, the driving back and forth, the vaccines, thinking you're going to save people, you're going to kick people out of their houses. You won't stop fluttering around and driving. And that's how you get to the point where you're running around with rifles and telling people to get down and stand up and da da da. And because you just go mentally insane from it. Because obviously there's deranged people committing a Holocaust and you can't control it. And then you begin to lose sight of the fact that your brain is melting too and you have dementia because your species has certain behaviors that it does when it feels under duress that human beings don't do. Like trying to make up food shortages, trying to cause interactions, war battles, collecting of goods, like the hoarding and stuff. They're all sort of behaviors that don't make sense in these physical bodies. Okay, things that in the past with World War One, World War Two, when you got out of the Great Depression, and okay, people had a war and then they reunified and everybody was happy, and that's not going to help you here. Okay, so in my opinion, God's not allowing you to even do that, which is going to add to your distress. Okay, because some of them have told me, because there was confusion about what was going on, okay, and that they believe in these cyclic events that happen over time, and then that world collapses and they just rebuild another world, and it's a world without end. Okay, that's not what's going on. Okay, try to hold it together. Okay, that's why you were told to stop what you were doing in 2011. Okay. Um, I think that he does talk to your species. Okay, I'm gathering that now. But like a lot of you haven't even stopped for that. Like I get a lot of information from her, even though she's clearly, um, because she did sort of stop. Okay. Um, and so she tries to listen and then she tells me things and then I go, okay, all right. So that helps like um, the dominant of your species, what they're probably. She's a higher member of your species. In my opinion, that's the mother of your species. Okay. So she might get the stuff first and then you get it sort of like me with doodle box and I can tell that some of the stuff that your species is hearing, it's the same thing that my species is hearing. It's just your interpretation of it. And some of it's a denial. Okay. Um, she still says we. I don't really correct her. Right. It's just, I'm sure that that might be part of it, but it shouldn't be. If you're in an ecosystem and you're a squirrel, the only time it matters is if you're an actual primate because you won't be on this land where I live. Um, if you're a squirrel or a raccoon or something on my land, it's a whole different thing than a Neanderthal. Okay, on my land in particular with a melting binder. Okay, it's just trying to mimic chipmunks and things and jumping out on the sidewalk at me is never going to be viewed as cute in these physical bodies. Okay. Uh, there can be some confusion about some of the stuff that Michael does. Sometimes that's not bothersome to me, and sometimes it is. It depends. So I try to. I know you got one guy clears his throat, so now you're gonna have 15 people that are reduced. I don't even think they know. I don't even think they know why they're doing it. Right? That's part of having a reduced capacity. Right? It's one of those things where just because a person has reduced capacity and they're adult and they have hormones, it doesn't mean that they still really kind of get what's going on. Uh, that can be difficult to explain to sex offenders who have issues with pedophilia. Because the way you can explain it is people go through puberty before age 22. Okay, so it's like people that are against masturbation and stuff are not helpful because that's what you would have those talks with the teenager without really getting too personal because it becomes weird and gross. But the privacy of your room and all that stuff, and right. So some of it is funny and stuff to them. Okay, but it's not really like they're trying to pick you up. Like, okay, so this means that we'll be favored by you if we clear our throats and things. Like I'm like saying I'm Zeus too, right? Stuff like that. Okay. Right. Sometimes people don't understand that when they rape people that are not able to consent to sex. Okay. Like they have hormones, it does, but they're not mentally right. I think people like that really a fake husband or wife in a ring for their protection. That's why that we went over that. That was one of the things we went over. Okay. Um, because you have some people who are reduced and then they become sex offenders because things happen and they it's difficult for people to understand that they actually don't know what they're doing. Okay, they actually do not know what they're doing, but it is rape, but they don't know what they're doing. Okay, so it's better for them to have a fake boyfriend, a fake husband or wife, and then it's explained that if they cheat on them, that it's hurtful to their husband or wife. Okay, I really think that's if people stopped doing that are in the actual field, they need to start doing that again. because we've got a population of them now who've burnt their brains out with meth if they weren't reduced already. Okay. So, anyways, don't press people about girlfriends and boyfriends. We went over that with some of the Aaron Carter people. Okay. Don't press people about their boyfriends and girlfriends. Paul with the dog. Don't press people that are wearing rings. Okay. A ring really should be enough of an explanation to a person. We did. I don't really feel that it's appropriate for me to go over that because I don't speak to that person, and it's up to sort of that person to contact me. I already put the thing out there. If not, then I'm sure there's other people that that person has befriended and stuff for that purpose. Because, like I said, the person had a ring on, explained it to me. Right. So then I shouldn't be hearing about now all of a sudden this person's got a new boyfriend and stuff. Because that's clearly not what the person's intention was. Okay. So, especially when the person has a family, has next of kin, multiple next of kin. So that's why it's like, I would think they would contact me if they needed me to do anything in that capacity. That's why sometimes I stop doing it. I don't comment on it anymore. I already went over the whole thing. I attempted to do that with Jen too, and it's just right. Some people might say that's why she continuously tries to talk to me. Some people might say that. It's a bit concerning. I think it was concerning to Becca too the last time I saw her at the library that she wasn't even verbal. I don't think she was purposely ignoring either one of us. She told me before, Becca, that she tried to contact you. I think. I didn't want to get into it with her because I saw you at the hotel and I didn't know if you wanted her to know that you were there, so I said nothing. Okay. She used to do it with Joanne too. Right. That would be when a person is sort of like acts like your mother and all that, and you continuously reach out to that person, in my opinion, that's why you're doing it. Whether Delia Duffy likes it or not, that's why you're doing it. That's a good example of the words and the phrases when I showed up there in August. She was at the library, like I explained, flipping out, and I didn't even know it was her. And then I went out because I better go find out what's going on with this person. I didn't even know it was her. And then I see it's her, and she comes running up and starts going, Dedham, Massachusetts. So she clearly, right, that's how they talk. Okay. And that's a person that some people feel can make decisions to go out with people and let someone live in a hotel with her and things. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. And then, like I said, after she sought me out for help, all of a sudden I attacked Delia Duffy. Okay, so that happens. Right, in terms of trying not to get too involved in other people's. I'll do it, obviously, like at Mount Beach when I started screaming at Paul with the dog, and Rebecca was my limit. This is part of the reason why. I don't want to sound threatening, but this is part of the reason why. Only bitches talk shit. Okay. So, like Paul with the dog, he's going to hit me when I start screaming at him. I already have an established relationship with him. Okay. So he's gonna hit me when I tell him to get away from Patrick, and then all of a sudden here comes Rebecca. Okay. Right. That's why you just go, dude, nope, you've crossed the line into you're putting me in danger. Yeah. I can't stop. No, I'm not going to do it. Other people do that, but I don't do that. It was similar to Alex because the person he had an issue with was a man as well. Right. That's the thing with Jen. And then she's got this female that is following me around Quincy Center, threatening to snap my neck. And I'm supposed to just keep walking away from that. It went on for days. It went on for days. Days she wouldn't stop doing it. You just go, all right, really? I'm going to walk over there. And this is right. I'm not. But let me tell you, if she's ever gotten boom, boom, boom in her life, that's why. Okay, because she just became more emboldened and started telling people I was afraid of her. I'm afraid of you? Okay. I've evaded 3 assault and batteries, and I'm afraid of you? And 2 of them, no, I'm sorry, 1, no, 2 of them were male. I know, it's just really, please. That's why sometimes you go away. Right? It's like, don't keep coming to this house attacking me. Don't keep coming to this house attacking me. You know you already got boomed and your eyeball came out of your head, and I'm not a dude. Don't keep coming to this house attacking me. You've got to figure out what's wrong with you and get some help for it. Okay? Just, no, I would never hit Karen. No, Karen scares me. I would never hit Karen. I just be like, oh God, I have to go because this person that's like this tall just has decided that she's gonna stop pushing me around or something. You're like, I'm gonna go because, yeah. I don't know if it's similar to Jen, but I wouldn't start hitting Jen either. I'd just be like, that's why you just go, look, move out the way. Other people, it's not the same thing. It's something else. You just like, yeah, I think that I would. I mean, they already saw what happens to that Harley chick. Like, just, she didn't even come into the house to do it. Right? It's like, I don't want to. I don't want to. Anyways, I can guarantee you that that's what happened with Joanne and Jen too. She was probably like, "Yeah, we have to break up because." I know, it's like you saw what happened to her when Dahlia beat her up, so you're already looking at that going, and this is the woman that's following me around that she's going to snap my neck. So that's the worst she did to you. Okay, and you're like 5 foot tall. Okay. Clearly, Jen doesn't want to hurt her. The woman's like 80 years old, and she's a drunk, and she's very, very ill. But you'd probably do this to her, and she'd fall over. I know, and you just listening to a person talk. Just she came to Star Market. She came to Star Market with that dude, the gross guy from the shelter that tried to ask me to walk back to the shelter with him from the library. The drunk guy that falls over in the dining room of the shelter. He's disgusting. Okay. She came to Star Market when I'm outside and I'm in Star Market in the middle of the wintertime just trying to stay warm. It was probably a Sunday. She shows up there to have food and she's talking about, oh, how she's been working out and stuff. And you're just like, you are just. I know, you just. Anyways, I can think of someone who probably would just go. That's why that person would not be allowed around her either. You just go, what? I know, nothing. They kicked her out of this hotel after trying to kill her with lunch meats, okay? And then she has to carry all the stuff because no one will give her a card or a shopping cart or a stroller. As you're told on a thing to give a stroller and won't do it, right? And so she's forced to, she's weighed down with weights. She's literally Jesus with the cross now, you people that sick. And she can't take her daily walk. So you're going to go to Star Market and talk about how you're working out. I felt like that's exactly what she did with her hair. Am I wrong after what just happened today? That's not what she was doing. I know you just people that know should go, I don't know, something's wrong with you. Like you're not some drunk and from where's she from? Not Syracuse, Situate. You're not some gross drunk from Situate that is like envied this person you met in a homeless shelter, and she's all screwed up, gross, deviant sex. So she's gonna hump on Jen because she thinks humping on Jen makes her Mary, and she's as pretty as Mary because she's humping on Jen or something, right? You're supposed to be this person's sister, and you're doing that stuff. Like I think something might be wrong with the brain matter, and it's time to stay home. Do you get what I'm saying? I know you just go, this is this woman's family? What in the world? I know you just go, someone like Delia, you go, you don't even feel bad, like you're happy. And then she's the one who's like, and this is my brother that won't let you live with them because you're such a nasty person and you're a drunk. I think the whole planet knows your brother is a cop or used to be a cop. Okay. I mentioned something about sexual abuse or something in her family, like inquiring, and she just like flipped out, like she was going to kill me if I even suggested that. Okay. Well, you don't want help, so why do you keep attaching yourself to me? It's a terrible thing too because it's because they want to like me and they can't, and then they get hurt and then they attack me again, like a literal child in an adult's body. Well, that's the other thing too, and I explained it about Karen is I personally liked her, so it's like I don't. Yeah, you people, your personalities, I just don't like. Like you told me a story, as they call it, and I just, yeah, she may not like me, which is fine. But I was just saying that sometimes, yeah, you meet people and you go, it was like that with Jen too, until this thing with Dahlia. And like I said, I didn't think it was healthy for me. That was like the biggest mistake that Jen made. Right. But, anyways, I don't care anything about Alex says. I couldn't imagine Alex going into a psychosis. And no, I don't know if he does that, but I couldn't imagine him doing it. Right. He just, I guess I should have known that there was definitely something off with Lupus Mary when she told me all that crap about Alex. I should have got it at that point. I think it's because I kept wanting to like her as a person. I think that's what it was. She seemed likable and nice in the summer of 2020, and it's just the more I'm around her and the more that I learn about her, I don't like her. Yeah. Like, I don't know. She told me then that she had just started smoking crack in the summer of 2020 when she first started hanging out with Joey. So I don't know if something happened to her by using drugs. I don't know, or if she's had some sort of personality changes or whatever. But she must have just met Dahlia. Did they know each other before? Yeah, I just everything about it because I knew Kelly and Joey and Kelly, and clearly Joey and Kelly are still together. They're married, but yet she won't stop interacting with Joey. Right? It just all of it. He's clearly got a drinking problem, and I think that's what Angela is it Angela? Sorry, doesn't like about the whole entire thing. Like I'm getting more about what she was saying now. Because if she hung out with them, she saw firsthand. And Lupus Mary herself told me that Deb, and not Dave, Rob, they don't like Joey being there, but they don't care if that Kenny guy is there. So I think I'm sort of getting it now. At first, I was like, well, maybe Joey is doing something like stealing from them or something, it's probably because they don't like her and Joey together. Like, because when they're hanging out in the apartment, they can see what goes on. I've never hung around with them when they were together because she goes off with him. And when he's not around, she starts going to other people to get money and stuff from them. But I don't think she does that with him, does she? Doesn't she pay him stuff? Okay. Like, in my opinion, that's a John to him, from what I can gather. Right. It's just, um, she told me all sorts of stuff about Kelly and stuff too. And you just go, this is really this is probably why she went back to detox. Yeah, just, no, I don't think she likes you. I shouldn't even say it, then they'll be in together and I never said I didn't like you or whatever. You just go, I don't think she actually likes you. I think that she has a substance problem, just like Joey, and that they do stuff that they regret. Yeah, that's just kind of my opinion about it now. So he says all sorts of stuff about Kelly. She says all sorts of stuff about him because they both have an issue. They both have a problem. Right. It's just, has she even had another boyfriend since 2016 when I first saw them together? I don't think she has. Right. It's just two people that have a substance use problem. And anyways, it would be different if the Lupus Mary woman didn't have an income, the stuff she was telling me. So, and honestly, her relationship with Delia Duffy, too, says a lot to me. Right. Just, the whole thing is just kind of grotesque at this point. I went over some of that about after I was on the beach with Karen and Michael, and we were trying to, I thought, but I might be mistaken because they were using at the time, and I don't know if they roll people, but I don't have an income, so I don't see how they were rolling me. It doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, other than my items, but it doesn't make any sense. I don't have any money. Right. I know all about that because Joanne told me about people rolling people and stuff. Like, I thought that we were forming some sort of homeless bond, the three of us. Right. And then all of a sudden, I find out after I leave Quincy because some people told us we couldn't camp there, all this blah, blah, blah. Karen knocked out. She doesn't know what Michael's doing all day. You told me you were going somewhere in the train. I know. I was just like, the person doesn't want anything to do with me, so I left. That's what I felt, because on the walk there, it seemed like that, like she had it with me. Maybe about the shower, that's valid. Just, right, like, and just not expressing that. Like, what the hell is this? You're asking my kid to take a shower. We're done. We're done. Get off the beach or something. I don't know. But anyways, did you ask him to, okay, don't do that again or something? I don't know. Or maybe she just goes, that's it. You're out of here. Anyways, then I come to find out they're on the beach with a bunch of wackos. They're on Pond Street again with a bunch of wackos because all those people smoke crack. And I know the conversation on the way to the dog area. Right. So you just go, I don't even blame her. I do not blame her at all. I went over that. It's just like, you people are really kind of a bunch of scumbags. Right. It's just, yeah, just you completely preyed upon two people, in my opinion. You completely preyed upon them. I don't know where the daughter was at the time. Oh, that's right. She was in Boston. So she's got life stuff going on, and she's not around going, what is going on? Because she's probably not effing stupid. Right. It's like, it's probably like Heather. Not that Heather, Darlene's Heather. She had an IV drug problem. We go, okay, what? No. What is this? You people are grotesque. Okay, so you got rid of Mary. She puts a warning thing out for these two people need some sort of help, and this is your response to it. You're offering to suck his dick. That's Rebecca. You're doing this. Alex is taking your clothes off. You're glad Alex is in prison. You're hanging out with Allie and sucking all her money and her thank God she has pot. I know, you just go, you people are really kind of a bunch of scumbags. Right. And I just had enough of it at the alcove with the tent and the man at health and Jerry. And I just go, look. She was still trying to talk about Delia, by the way, because Delia was on the bench with another dude or the same dude or something. And it's like, that is what you do. Right. It's like almost like a game where they talk about each other and then you say blue and then you're their common enemy or something. With that, she stole now Kelly stole her phone. Delia stole her phone. Kelly stole her phone. When the same thing keeps happening to you with everybody you hang around with, something weird is going on with you. Right. And her and Jerry and Ray are getting the extra SNAP units I never got the entire 2 years. And now they're going to go sell them and they got to tell me that in front of my face and take my money. And then every time they take my money, they say they're going to pay me back and they don't. Jerry at least attempts it with the, he'll offer to get you something on a SNAP card or coffee. He did this last time and he didn't take any money from me. She still did. I know you go, it's one of those ungratefuls. Isn't this the most ungrateful thing? She let you sleep on the couch or whatever. But then she kept asking me if I had any more change. I know it's like, I'm sorry, but as bad as it sounds, if you're at a laundry and you have money on a card to do your laundry, right? Yeah, you just go, what is this? You actually brought me to a couch here so that you could take $4 from me to get nips? I think that's what you did. So whatever your bottom is in terms of recovery, I think you should have hit it. I don't know why Kelly stole your phone, but you won't stop trying to screw her husband. I mean, I don't know why that sounds weird. Right. It's like I said, you have a married couple that has a drinking and a drug problem, and you have an income. Do telling yourself like they're having to. That's probably what Angela needs, and it's coming out in another way because she's disgusted with what is this? She felt that he stole her pants or something and gave them to Lupus Mary. I think it was something like that. How did Lupus Mary end up with something of Angela's? I think that's what she was saying. Believe me, not in that instance, but if someone was in a hotel and then all of a sudden someone has your stuff, that's how they're getting it because these people are sick. They're stealing your stuff and then giving it to us. Where's all that stuff coming from? It was out at the Goodwill. Is it coming from the Goodwill? I hope so. And not from people's bags at the shelter. And then people go, how do you have my leggings? And they're getting mad. They were at the Goodwill. Right. I don't steal people's things. No. Angela's the one who told me they put her in a hotel room and there was clothes and food in it. And I'm going, it was probably my room. But they've done it to so many people. Who knows? It could have been Melissa. Right. You just go, or Becca. She was back at the shelter too. Take your pick. How many times have they stolen that other Angela woman's clothes? I'm pretty sure they've done it to Nate Nathaniel. They keep doing it to Judy. She's the one who told me they took her cans. They took my bottles of soda. They took her cans of soda. They're not doing anything, a workout plan or anything. All of that is a bunch of nonsense. They're psychopathically insane. And it's like about taking and stealing things from us. And then they probably gave her soda out to people. They probably put it in the bag lunches and handed it to you. I started getting freaked out, like they were stealing people's food and then making sandwiches out of it. Did it not look like that at the end, Diane? Is that not why you had that look in your face? Right before the fire. Remember that? They started giving out sandwiches that had like tiny, like they tore ham apart and made a sandwich with 2 pieces of torn. They're stealing residents' food out of their refrigerators, or when they try to stick it in their bag, they're stealing from them. I really think that's what they started doing. And it got so grotesque that that's why the place was set on fire twice. On top of people saw that woman making up an excuse repeatedly to go knock on my door, and they were probably doing it to other people in full view and then putting her arm around me. I got food. Okay. Right. It's an animal behaviorism. So the sun's, I don't think it's really going to be that bad because the sun just went under a cloud again. And it feels to me much cooler than yesterday. No, I think what I'm going to do is go out today, and then tomorrow I'm probably going to clean. It's not that much. 2 bathrooms in the floors, 2 bathrooms in the floors, and then my laundry and her laundry. Take my trash out when I go. I don't even think I'm going to bring the bottles, like I said.